To Mthatha now, where students at the King Sabata Dalindyebo TVET College are demanding a shutdown of their campus pending investigations into allegations of sexual harassment made against some staff members. The scuffle broke out between students and law enforcement on Monday. Some students were injured. Some of the institution's property was damaged. 5 students were arrested on public violence charges have since been released on a warning. Classes are now suspended. Newzroom Afrika's Liyema Vumisa joins us live with more on this. Liyema, good afternoon to you. What claims are the students making?
Very good afternoon to you, Stephen, and of course to our Newzroom Afrika viewers. As you rightfully mentioned, this started on Monday morning when we understand then that the students decided to leave some of the reses that they reside in, of course, marching towards the main entrance here, and that is when, of course, they started to protest, just like much of what we see right now behind us. But what we understand is that on that first day of the protest, there was a bit of violence because the police, that would be the law enforcement, was had to be called in together with some of the security personnel that is deployed to monitor the situation here at the institution. Right now, though, I just want to bring in some of the students who are going to ventilate those same frustrations that made them take those protests to the streets. Thank you, Sinelizzi, for joining us. Quickly, why did you protest? What seemed to be the issue any night?
It's been a while. As a student of KSD, I've been quiet for a very long time. This is not the issue of yesterday or an issue of today. We've been complaining for years. The management keep on repudiating our complaints as a student of KSD. For example, here today we have students who have never received NSFAS, but they qualified well to receive that money. They are staying in res, some of them. According to Sifumana, as a student of KSDs, we're having toilets as a wrong or res. Students why we don't have a smoking zone up at school.
But let's speak about the protest that you embarked on with some of your fellow students here. Do you think that was the best course of action? Couldn't you have done a better way? Did you perhaps try to reach out to the management of the institution?
As I've said before, it's been a while we're complaining as a student of KST. The management of this campus, the only language they understand is strike, protest, or violence. Because this is not the first strike in this year. For example, if you can ask yourself why all the time, all these years, students of KST, they keep on having a strike. If ever the management is doing everything good, why each and every year the students of KST keep on having a strike like this?
All right, as you can hear, Stephen, what we understand then is that that violence had to be mitigated by the law enforcement agencies who still continue to be visible in the campus right behind us as these students are a bit, maybe I can say 2 kilometers away from the main entrance. I just want to bring in one more student here. So basically right now, what is it that you are demanding from the institution? Because sekuvalweni classes.
Okay, thank you. On the meeting that we set with the principal, we requested the removal of SRC, and he promised that he was going to do the investigation. So according to our SRC constitution, it is stated that makwenzeka investigation, the SRC should be put on hold, but then he refused. So now siyacela that makayibeke ecaleni SRC siqhubeleke ne-classes and everything. Then we wanted a deadline on all the grievances that we've been sending. They refused to give us any deadline. Now students are being chased out of their private accommodations. Uthe uzombiza uNSFAS. When we asked when, akafunanga ukusiphendula. Amanzi ayabanda the res is not in a good situation. There's no deadline when uplumber ezoqala yonke into ayigqibe. So if usingafumani deadline, abuye azohlala nathi, not this thing. On Monday we set a meeting with him. He never said anything about Ukuvali campus, but later on that day he issued out a letter saying that the campus is closed until further notice.
But don't you think if you were to stop the protest and the strike, then you can be able to go back to campus and learning and teaching can continue?
Oh, let me say this. On Monday, we're not striking. We're here to meet with him. Sabuyele move. Tuesday, Sabuya, because the meeting, it ended around 6 o'clock. Zage sikwazi buyisa feedback with students. Tuesday, on 8 o'clock, we started to say feedback with students. That's why by Sifumele Amapolice and no Wolf. Then, without asking anything, they started shooting and everything. We've never started anything. Izolo, we never did anything. We went to court. Sabuya now. Jenga today, we've never done anything.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Well, as you can hear, Stephen, she is alluding to the point that I was going to bring across, that from those incidents and that scuffle that broke out on Monday and Tuesday with the involvement of some of the students together with the law enforcement, 5 students were later arrested then on charges of public violence. But we understand that 2 of those 5 were in fact underage learners who hadn't reached the legal age of 18 years, and thus then the court released those 2 on a warning because there were allegedly there were no due processes that were followed. But ultimately, all 5 of them have been released from the court, by the court rather, and they are back here with some of these students that are saying they will continue to protest until their demands are met. At the helm of everything is that they want the studying to continue, but given that management is going to address some of the concerns that they have.